The Trade Union Congress has kicked against the planned increase of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, following rise in the price of crude oil to $60 per barrel. The TUC wondered why the federal government was quick to make reference to rise in crude prices, but takes weeks or months to implement agreements reached with organized labor. The statement, which was signed by Comrade Nuhu, president of TUC, said in every move and statement by government officials you could see and feel their carefree attitude and indifference to the poor's plight. The statement says it appears the administration is not disturbed by the poverty-ridden plight of Nigerians and the unemployment as well as insecurity situation that their obnoxious policies have created in the country. Well, let's bring in Secretary General of the TUC, Nuhu Toro, to share his views on this development. Mr. Toro, Nigerians have experienced a steady increase in the price of fuel in the past year. Government says it has deregulated that sector. This increase has happened irrespective of talks and threats of strike by unions. In fact, the word on the street is that unions like yours have become dogs that bark but cannot bite. What is different with this statement? What do you seek to achieve now?
Well, first is to inform Nigerians that the Trade Union Congress under the leadership of Comrade Nuhu is worried with the insensitivity of the Buhari administration. It's quite sad that prices of fuel in Nigeria keep skyrocketing. We are also alarmed by the fact that the government has deliberately reneged in all of the agreements we had. You see, nothing goes up and comes down in Nigeria. And it is when you go to the rural areas that you understand the impact of increases in petroleum price product in Nigeria. Whether you like it or not, these increases has a multiplier effect. The small barber that is not provided with electricity will have to generate his source. The market woman that sells tomato has to power a little generator to be able to sell her tomatoes. The hairdressers and saloon makers that feed from hand to mouth have to create their electricity to generate power through the use of generator to be able to make somebody's hair and earn a living. Now, this has a multiplier effect because the government has failed to provide steady electricity. The poor, unemployed man has to go and get petrol. So you see, petrol affects directly the masses. Then secondly, it also has a multiplier effect on the cost of goods in Nigeria. The farmer that brings his product from Gumo, for instance, has to pay higher because he has to pay more for the transporter that brings the goods. And the tomato seller on the street will also reduce if, for instance, he sells 10 pieces of tomato for 15 naira.
Indeed, Mr. Toro, I understand the multiplied effect or impact of this on the average Nigerian. Let's talk about what you expect government to do. If the global oil price would not affect how much Nigerians pay for fuel, it will mean that government will have to augment the price. Are you recommended a return to the subsidy regime?
Well, the thing about global market should not even hold water. I tell you, countries like Brazil, Venezuela that have petroleum products subsidized so that their citizens will get value for money. God has blessed Nigeria with petroleum products. There is no reason why we should buy at international rate or international prices. And it brings us to the issue of our refineries not working. If our refineries were working, for instance, it would create employment. There is no way that petroleum product would be sold at exorbitant rates, which means the government has a responsibility to ensure that our refineries work. Because if our refineries work, it will definitely reduce the quantum of what Nigerians are paying per liter of the petroleum product. There's no way we can buy petroleum product at international rates. So the government has a responsibility to ensure that our refineries work. If our refineries work, certainly it will bring a drop on the price of petroleum product in Nigeria. And that is why we are saying the government is...
Secretary General,
we had
Trade Union Congress,
with government about
Nuhu Toro,
no
thank you so much for talking to us